This isn't Sword Axe. This is Kier. I'm invading his channel for the time being. And this is a deck profile on Altmile Brave. So, I'll start this off pretty simple. The starting Vanguard. Knight of Discipline, Electos. People want to run him at 2. He's a really good starting Vanguard for most Altmile decks, Brave decks as well. He enables Brave during both players' battle phase. So if you're defensive, you can pop him, draw a card for the counterblast, and suddenly your Brave G guards are active. He's just really good. So for his first skill, like I mentioned before, is counterblast 1, put him into soul, and draw a card. Until end of either player's attack phase turn, he has Brave enabling for the player. Now, people say you shouldn't have a card to enable your mechanic, should just happen automatically. He's sort of like your key to having a big hand on Brave important turns. It's good to have him. I think I'm at 2 actually. I might take out a grade 2 or grade 1, put him in because he's just too good. His second skill is to act skill, rest him, give a unit plus 3k, but that requires Brave. So typically during your first strike turn, you have dump your whole hand into the field, have about 2 or 3 cards left. You'd want to rest him, then use his skill during attack phase. So, good to him. I'll do the grade 3s next. I'll go backwards from here. You'll be playing 4 copies of Knight of Heavenly Decree Altmile. He's the new Altmile from the Try3 character booster. He's really good. His skills are all free compared to the old one. The art's nice. Sleep, it's nice. Very nice. He's got 3 skills. I'll get into them now. So the first skill is Generation Break 2 Brave. When this unit attacks, choose up to 5 rear guards, they get plus 4k to end the turn. So it's kind of like Soul Saver Dragon, where your whole field gets pumped up. And it's good for like a last-ditch effect if you have no cards in your hand. You can still pump your entire field. Giving 8k to a column is pretty good for a non-strike turn. So, move over here. Yeah, okay. Thank you. I don't know the positioning over here. His second skill is his beginning of ride phase skill. So you kind of want to run first. In this deck, you want to go for the first grade 3 ride because you want to have advantage over your opponent by dumping your cards onto the field and taking some damage. So his skill is beginning of ride phase. Choose a card from your hand and call to rear guard, and that card gets plus 4k until end of turn. So it's a nice skill to have, especially on your first official stride turn when you have him on the field already. Super nice. His third skill, when you stride, choose up to 1 card from your hand, call to rear guard, then choose a Brave unit and give plus 4k. So these skills go with each other very well. You could on ride phase skill, call, say, let's see here, you could call your old pal Slayman here and give him plus 4k. And then your second skill activates, you can choose to call nothing, but give him plus 4k as well. So you've already got plus 8k on 1 regard before any strike phase actually happens. It's pretty good. 4 of, you need him, he's your key ace of the deck, so. We'll be running 3 blue Sky Knight Altmile. Is that correct?
Yep.
Okay. He's the old one from the G Trial deck. 1? What was the first one? 2. Trial deck 2, because first one was Gear Chronicle Souffle. So he's got 2 skills as well. The first skill, I'll give you both art, you see over here. So the first skill is GB2. During your turn, all the readers front row get plus 5,000. Not bad. It's a free plus 5 to your front row. The other skill's a bit better. His break stride skill is counterblast 1 when you stride, call up 2 cards from your hand, and then give 2 units plus 5k each. So counterblast, you need it in this deck. You don't want to save it for other cards for the combo pieces, so you really want to ride the new Altmile if you can. He's not a bad backup. Now you can search him out with the stride fodder and replace the one in your hand if you have to. But I say ride the new one, not the old one. So only 7 grade 3s for more room for grade 2s. Getting to grade 2s, I think one of my favorite cards in the game, just because of the skills they can pull off. Counter-offensive Knight Slayman, 4. So this is your main combo piece for the grade 2s. There's no Twin Sword in this deck, mostly because it's a pure Brave deck. There are variations that involve Twin Sword, but for the sake of the theme, which is all Brave, no Twin Sword in here. He's your main call card, aside from the second one. So, Slayman skill. Generation Break 1 on Rearguard Circle, Brave. If you've got an Altmile in the Vanguard name, plus 3k, which you always will if you're MGB1, obviously. His other skill is, when this unit attacks a Vanguard, you counterblast 1, choose a card from your hand, discard it, and call any grade 2 not named Slayman to the field. You give plus 2k. So he can't call himself, otherwise the chain will be endless. You keep calling back and forth, and they get powered up. But he does make a powerful combo later on with another card with the next grade 2, you'll see. He's a 4-up. He's a staple. He's your 12k attacker for Altmile decks in general, but he does require Brave for the plus 3k. Second skill can be whatever you want. So, 4 of him for sure. Way too good. Next we have Knight of Encouragement, Albion. Nice SP there.
You're welcome.
Yeah, Swordax pulled that in one of his videos, in the Try3 video. You should see it. Put a link over here somewhere. Over here.
Okay.
Right there.
Okay.
So he is basically the replacement for Twin Sword. Does not need to be boosted, but requires a Soul Blast, which is very easy in this deck to get. So, he's noteworthy. He's not a Brave card, but he does search out Brave cards of any grade. This is good for the grade 1 and 0s Brave that you could use for countercharging or drawing cards. His skill is Counterblast 1, Soul Blast 1. When he attacks a Vanguard, you may call any Brave card from your deck. I believe any Brave card. Yes, doesn't matter what grade it is. And call to Rearguard, and that unit gains a skill. Brave, when this unit attack hits a Vanguard, put it back to your hand. So, good for turns where you want to get a guaranteed card that can stay in the back row and maybe countercharge or do something else for you. Or just call Slayman, call out Albion attacks, call it a new Slayman, and it just begins over and over again and get the counterblast for it. Fantastic card. 4 of him as well. And last but not least, for Knights of Ambuscade, Redon. He is a really cool card. I kind of wish he was triple and Albion was double, to be honest with you. I feel like I'd see more use out of him than anything else. He's a double rare. First skill is Generation Break 2 Rearguard Brave. All other units in the front row gain plus 3k. They might say, oh well, he only gets 2 other people plus 3k, but not himself. There's a reason for that. His second skill, when he's called to a Rearguard from a skill from one of your Altmile cards or a card for the deck, your ability, he gets plus 3k, and drop a card from your hand, he gains the boost ability. So ideally, you want to call him to the back row, and then your whole front row gets plus 3k on top of that. So having 2 on the back row on 1 turn for boosting gives your front row plus 6k before any of the stride skills. Pretty crazy card. Worst case, you call him to front row and you intercept, but he's going to be in the back row. Good attacker, good support. And this deck does a lot of card tossing for the sake of remaining at Brave, so you might be seeing a lot of, well, these all say discard a card, but you want to. You want to have less cards in your hand, the better for this deck. So for the grade 1s, we play 4 Laurel Knight Sisyphus. Old art, not the new art. Couldn't find those anywhere because they're expensive as hell. Stride Fodder, you know what he does. Can switch out Altmiles now, so if you have the first one in your hand from GB, from the first trial deck, you don't like it, you want to get the new one out, call him out, search it, and you're good. Next, Headwind Knight Selim at 4. 10k Brave attacker or booster based on when using him. On top of that, he can be a grade 2 in the deck, so you can call him out with Slayman, you can call him out with Albion because he's a Brave unit, so he's there for the 10k body, and plus he can be called out as a grade 2, so you save your deck more space than call with a grade 2. 4 of. you'll play 2 Support Sorcerer of Damascus. She's a really fun card because she is like a Reaper technically of another card called, what was it? There was a Royal Paladin promo card that did the exact same effect. It was a dog. It was a high beast.
I don't remember.
If you know what it is, put the comments below. It was the same thing, just a countercharge 2. Was it? Yeah, countercharge 2 and draw a card. So the skill is Brave. So you have to have Brave active. Retire this unit, countercharge 2, draw a card. Now, this card is why Albion is so good. Let's say you've already enabled Electos from before, you've done your skill to enable Brave, you've got a big hand, but you're low on Counterblast because your Slayman combo is going off, Slayman, Albion, back and forth. Use Albion to call out one of her, put her in the back row, or wherever you want to put her, and if turn, you get that countercharge and draw, and you're still Brave. So, good card, 2 of. Because the last remaining spaces go to Perfect Guards. Now I'm playing a mixture of 2 Security Knight Regius and 2 Hopekeeper. The reason I play 2 and 2 is because in this deck, you're doing a full-on frontal attack. You won't use 4 Perfect Guards. I guarantee in this deck, you will never guard Perfect Guards 4 times in a game. You may not even use them twice. You want to get as much damage as you possibly can. So Hopekeeper skill, generic Perfect Guard. When your Vanguard being attacked, drop a card, Perfect Guard. Her second skill is Brave. When you put her on the rear guard circle, she gains plus 2k, and gains the Brave skill to counterblast 1 and go back to your hand at the end of the turn. So recyclable Perfect Guard is always nice. Having a rear guard handy is nice as well for the back row. Now, Regius is nice because he can technically be a no-cost Perfect Guard if your hand is low enough. His first skill is when your unit is being attacked, guard. So this is for Vanguard only. This can be for rear guards as well. But his second skill is a Generation Break 2 Brave. If you've got an Altmile on the Vanguard card name for your Vanguard, when you Perfect Guard with him, you full charge 1. And if you have, I believe, 2 or less cards in your hand, one or less cards in your hand after using the guard, you don't need to drop any cards. You keep it in your hand, you're good. So, good Perfect Guards. I'm not using Holy Knight Guardian because I have Damascus for unflipping. I don't see a need to really use unflipping Perfect Guards. Plus, reprinting too. We got those new ones.
Technically reprint. You're getting a new friggin' Epona.
We're getting Epona as the new Holy Knight Guardian, so there's no need for that. So, what I could get reprints of, there's 2 Belinus, the old one, and 2 of the new one. The new one's got like a nice foil pattern on it. It's really cool.
Still looking for my reprint.
Yeah, the Neonectar ones are hard to find, but Royal Paladins were overflowing. 4 of those crit. 4 of the Lion because he's classic. He's, I think, the first set or trial deck at least.
Trial deck, yeah.
Trial deck, yeah. He's been very beginning, so need him. And then 2 more crits from the new trial deck as well. So 10 crit in this deck. I'm playing 2 of the Sarugal stand. His skill is Generation Break 1 Brave. When you place him on rear guard circle, end of turn, you draw a card and put him back into the deck and shuffle. He can be searched out with Albion, so it's nice to get that free draw. Nice to get cards back in the deck regardless. I find myself hitting him on the rare occasion. You don't want him for the stand, you want him for the draw effect. So, it's still nice. And heals are going to heal 2 of each because I couldn't pick one. I couldn't. It was too nice. So, heals are going to heal. As for the G-Zone, we'll be playing... Now, the G-Zone for Brave can be a little tweaked a bit. It's very flexible, lots of room to work with. When G-Set 10 comes out, we'll have even more room to play with Luminous Hope, but this is pre-G-Set 10, so... Playing 4, Blazing Sword Fide. His skill is Axe skill, flip anything you want, drop a card from your hand, look for a grade 2 unit and call it. If that grade 2 unit has Brave, you draw a card again, so you kind of break even with the call. And I believe when it attacks, Generation Break 3, if you have a Fides in your G zone, pop an opponent's rear guard and give 2 units plus 5k. So for a first ride, it's nice. You kind of filter your hand with a drop and draw and call it grade 2. But late game, he's nice because he can pop a rear guard and then gain even more bonuses for your front row. So I recommend at least 2. 4 might be too bulky for you. I have to make room for Luminous Hope, so when G-Set 10 hits, I might take 2 out for 2 Luminous Hope. So for now, 4 of him. Also, arguable, you can play this or Saint Blow. I prefer this because it gives 10k and a crit, and it calls, but Saint Blow just gives you the power up and crit. So, Divine Knight of Rainbow Brocade, Clotennis. Now, he is Brave restricted, so you have to use Brave as the axe skill, so you must have 3 less cards in your hand before you use Galactos anyways. Counterblast 1, Soul Blast 1. Call as many grade 2 units as there are him in the G zone. You flip a card from G zone face up, which I recommend always flipping himself over. Just it's more useful that way. If you have 5 or more rear guards, you gain 10k and a crit. So, good card. You may prefer Saint Blow. Your tastes may vary. Temporary for now. Next, we're playing 3 Aerial Divine Knight Altmile, as I call him affectionately, Airmile. These are sword axes. I can't seem to find them where I am. They're far too expensive. They're really good cards for a paladin. So, when placed on Vanguard Circle, flip any card over. Nope. You flip himself over and call a grade 2 unit. And all units of front row gain plus 3k. Then if you have 2 cards of G zone or more, look for a grade 2 card and gain 5k for that card. So, first round is good because it powers up your front row. It's a nice setup for the next Altmile GR, which is pretty cool. But 3 of, maybe 2, maybe 4. Again, flexibility in the G zone is very good for this deck. So, speaking of Altmile, though, we have 1 of the GR, Transcending the Heavens Altmile. He gains the skill, Counterblast 1 on GB2. You flip over anything you want. I would recommend flipping over your 3rd Altmile, though. And when it attacks the Vanguard, you gain a grade 2 card from the deck called Vanguard Circle. It gains plus 5k till end of turn. Then your front row gains 2k for each face-up air mile in your G zone. So, first stride, you could do the first air mile, flip it over, gain the 3k for the front row. Second stride, go into him, flip over another air mile. Then your front row gains plus 6k. The unit you call gets plus 5k, so good card. Only 1 of those. There's room for other stuff in here. To the other GR and last stride of the deck, Holy Dragon, Brave Lancer Dragon. This is a really cool card, very niche, but very good. Generation Break 3. When this unit attacks, you may counterblast 1 and call up to 3 Brave cards from your deck. They can be any grade you want. You can call the Sarugal, you can call the Sorcerer of Damascus, or you can call even a pair of Slayman if you wanted to, but I wouldn't do that if I were you. Ideally, I call 2 full columns if I can, because whatever you can't fill, someone else will from the grade 2 line for sure. Now, if you call up the 3 cards, you must discard 3 cards at your cost. So, for every card you call, you must toss a card from your hand. If you have no hand, this is your best friend. As seen in the anime, the jazz hands. Call 3 cards, have no hand size, pay nothing. It's free. It's a free +3. It's pretty awesome. And second skill, when your unit attacks, Brave, plus 3,000 power. So this goes for rear guards and Vanguard as well. Good card. 1 of. Sorry, not the last stride. Last stride is 1 Sea Breeze. You need Sea Breeze. You have to stride this deck or you lose. Need it. I play 4 G guards, some play 5, just to flip over anything you want. 1 Holy Dragon Laser Guard. You have a grade 2 on the field, plus 5k shield. 1 Vivid Sacred Staff Andragus, which is, if you have 2 grade 2 units, gain plus 10k shield. Simple enough. But you will play 2 Divine Light of Godly Defense, Igraine. She is fantastic for Brave decks, but not just Brave decks, for Altmile decks. Her skill is the Generation Break 1 Brave game plus 5k. But the real meat comes from when you guard, if you have an Altmile Vanguard, you Soul Blast 1 and gain 10k shield. So becomes a 15k shield, Altmile and Brave together, 30k guard, that's good enough for me. And that's all for this deck profile. If you have any questions, please leave comments below. And you'll see more of me later.
Will we?
I think you will.
Are you sure?
I think I am. I'm in this channel.
You're okay. This is not a play for me to like give time at the end so I can put that little subscribe to me here and check out my other 2 videos here. This is not a play for me to do that.
No, not at all. The ones over here?
Not like up here. So you can subscribe to me up here, like somewhere here, and then you can check out more deck profiles somewhere here in this corner, and then my last upload video here. So yeah, that's it.
That's it?
Yep.
What did you say? Bye.
Bye.